All right, everybody. So, welcome to another top 10. And this is the one that everyone's been waiting for. Here it is, top 10 movies. It's probably not the last one. I got one more I want to do this year, something new I haven't done before. But let's discuss some top 10 movies, shall we? All right. Now, I feel like I got to say this right quick. This is my opinions, all right? I'm not saying these are the best, I don't know, like, I'm not Rotten Tomatoes. I'm not Letterboxd. This is my opinion, like my favorite. And I'm not saying it's the best, you know what I'm saying? And there's some on there that are probably going to be like, yep, I knew this was going to be on his list. Yep, that makes sense. But there might be someone here that you'd be like, whoa, I didn't expect that. Because a couple of these surprised me. I didn't think they were going to be on here, but they are. So let's just not waste any more time. Talk about number 10. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Boom! Right off the bat, people are like, what the heck, bro? Guess what? I like that movie. I like it quite a bit. I was actually, I was really hard debating whether to put this or the Marvels at number 10. It was going to be one of the two because I only had the one slot. I think as a movie, Ant-Man has better, I guess, pacing. I guess you can say the Marvels is like a little rushed, but the Marvels might be like a little bit more fun than Ant-Man was, but then Ant-Man had, first off, it's Ant-Man 3. I mean, I love Paul Rudd. I love his Scott Lang. So I'm just really attached to that character. Plus, you got Jonathan Majors' Kang, which people want to say, oh, he got beat by ants. No, ants was a minor setback. And then he almost killed Ant-Man, and Wasp came back to help. And guess what? I don't think he's dead still. Anyways, that's not the point. It gave us live action MODOK, which the CGI is not like top tier in any kind of way, but they actually gave us a comic book looking MODOK, which is awesome. Exploring the quantum realm was fun. It was just, I actually had a really good time with that movie, and I saw it twice in theaters. I've seen it once on Blu-ray, so I've already seen it 3 times this year. So number 9, this eventually started off a lot higher on my list, and then I figured it was gonna be. And then once I started adding in other movies, I was like, oh man, maybe this movie isn't as high as I thought it was. Anyways, The Little Mermaid, the remake. If you know me, The Little Mermaid is my favorite Disney princess movie. I love that movie. So I knew I was gonna love this just because I watched the trailers and Halle Bailey has an amazing voice, and I was like, this looks really cool. Even the visuals look pretty cool. And you have your own opinion on whether the crab and the fish should look real or look cartoony. I don't give a crap about all that. I thought they did a great job bringing it to life, making it look cool. It was beautiful. It was fun. The music was great. Melissa McCarthy was perfect for Ursula. And it was good. It was it's what you want the remake to be for me. It was it didn't screw with anything really. It was good. The music was good. Casting was good. It's just that it was a remake, so it is the same movie, and that's what generally made this one a little bit lower to me. As much as I do love it, it's not as good as the original. All right, this one's gonna make people mad because it's this low, but it's gonna rip that band-aid off. Number 8, Oppenheimer. I love Oppenheimer. I thought it was great. Like I said, this is top 10, guys. Even though it's low on top 10, it's still top 10 out of my Letterboxd said I had 39 movies I watched this year. I thought all the performances were great. Cillian Murphy, Robert Downey Jr., Emily Blunt, Florence Pugh, Jack Quaid, a little bit he's in it. Josh something, he's a scientist guy. The scientist guy. Performances all around great. Visuals great. It is long, which isn't really a problem. It's just as much as I enjoyed it, the movies above it I enjoyed more. This is what I'm saying. I get it as a movie, like a bodied movie with performance and everything. This should be top 3. But like I said, I'm going off enjoyment and what I would just be yes, go watch this. people are entitled to their opinions about the sex scenes, in my opinion. Like I hear some people, oh yeah, it had to be there. It had to be there. A lot of people are like, no, it really didn't have to be. Number seven, Wonka. This is the last movie I saw last year in theaters. Barely got to see it, but I'm glad I did. I'm so glad I did. I loved it. It was such a good time, such a happy time. The music was awesome. Chalamet gave a heck of a performance. Like they actually made you feel like you were there. I feel like you kind of get to know some of the people. You got the little chocolate mafia. You got this little place where he's had to stay. I thought Hugh Grant was a good Oompa Loompa. His little song is great. It's a movie that should still be in theaters. So if you have not seen Wonka yet, you got to go check that out. Like, take your family, take your kids. It is a great time. Number six. We've already got one of these out of the way, so we got to get the other half out of the way. Barbie. Barbenheimer made the top 10. It didn't make top 5, though. Barbie, loved it. I really have. I've seen it. I saw it once in theaters. Once I got it on Blu-ray, I watched it again. Margot Robbie's version of Barbie was great. Not to mention Ryan Gosling killing it as Ken. It just felt like something new. I've also said that it felt like a live action version of the Lego movie in a weird way. The sets, everything being pink, is awesome. The story, the emotion behind the end, oh my goodness. And it was also just fun getting to go as a group dressed in pink. Like it was no, it was like a it's like a memory. Like Barbie the movie is like a memory for me. Number five. This is the one I was not expecting to make on my top 10 list when I watched it. I was not didn't even know if I was gonna watch it, to be honest with you, but I'm glad I did, man. This is The Journey to Bethlehem. And some of you are probably like, what the heck is The Journey to Bethlehem? It was a musical about Mary and Joseph and the birth of Jesus. And it's not your normal cheesy funded by a church Christian movie. It's it's just the Christmas story with a musical twist. And the director behind it, he's actually like he's worked on stuff like Glee, and apparently he's had this idea for a long time. It finally got to be made. And if you watch my review, the thing that drew me to it was Lecrae is in it. He plays Gabriel, the angel. I want to go see Lecrae on the big screen. And then after I watched the trailer, I was like, this looks like a lot of fun. Like this looks like something I'd enjoy. And once it started with the wise men, and then the intro song hit, I was with my little brother, and I was like, I am going to love this, and I have. I've listened to that soundtrack pretty much nonstop. I have kind of stopped since the new year because it's kind of a Christmassy thing. I love this soundtrack. If I included soundtracks in my top 10 albums, this might have been the number one pick. Like, I cannot stress how good the music is. It just blew me out of the water. You know what I'm saying? Like, it blew my freaking mind. That's like, if a movie can blow your mind, like, it deserves to be praised. You know what I mean? Number four, TMNT Mutant Mayhem. Was this movie awesome or was this movie awesome? Guys, I'm telling you right now, animation movies, they won this year, dude. 2023 animated movies killed it. Ninja Turtles was such a pleasant surprise. Like I knew it was going to be fun, but I did not know how much I was going to just love that movie. The animation style is so good. Like it's Spiderverse inspired for sure, but it's got its own look. Like they look like the characters are like ugly and gross looking. Action sequences are awesome. The chemistry between the actors playing the turtles is immaculate. The casting is elite, and now it's got a sequel series coming to Paramount Plus. And if all the same people are behind it, if the same actors are playing the turtles, I'm 100% down. This movie also had a killer soundtrack. I'm just saying. Number three, this is one that y'all are probably expecting to be number one, and it's not. And I'm sad it's not number one. Trust me. It's the one with the big poster behind me. Across the Spider-Verse. Y'all know Spider-Man's my favorite. Into the Spider-Verse is one of my favorite movies of all time. Across the Spider-Verse, as good as it is, there was something missing for it to me. Like it wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be, while being awesome at the same time. Like, I don't know how to explain. It. Like, it's a great movie, loved it, top three. Like I'd rate it super high, but like something just wasn't as special as the first one, and I can't pinpoint it. I don't know if I had my expectations were too high because the first one is like perfect, but I don't know. And some people think it's the part one, part two syndrome, and it's not because that's not at all why I don't think. Because like I wasn't mad at it being a part one because I knew, but I think most of us nerds knew that it was gonna end the cliffhanger because the movie was originally called Across the Spider Verse Part One, Part Two, and then they just changed the names. So like I don't know what it was. I mean, animation beautiful, casting awesome. Oscar Isaac as 2099 Spider-Man was really cool. The giant Spider Society chase scene, super cool. It really is just really good. It's just not my number one, sadly. So I know y'all knew it was gonna be on there, but that's where it stands. Number two. Gosh, I love this movie. Number two, the Super Mario Brothers movie. This was a movie. I remember like when they announced the casting, everyone was just like, "What the heck? What's going on with this movie?" When that first trailer came out, I was blown away. I was like, "Whoa, this looks awesome! This looks nothing like what I expected with it being Illumination." And I think Chris Pratt did a great job. Jack Black, my gosh, dude, like, oh my gosh, perfect. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, perfect. Charlie, what's his name? Charlie Day, Luigi, perfect. You know what I mean? Like they got so much of the casting down, and the visuals are so good to me. Like, oh, it's so beautiful. Is the story a little cliche and like you know what's gonna happen? Yes. I don't know. I just grew up playing Mario so much, and that whole movie, I don't know if a smile left my face. Like I was just like the whole time, like looking at references and like, oh, so good. It had to be number two. It had to be. Not to mention, I can't remember who did the music. It's like Brian. What is his name? Brian something. Dude, his mesh of the like making the Mario music cinematic. Oh, so I loved it. I really did, as you can tell. Number one, this movie is the movie I feel like that left me just thinking about the most and left me so excited. And it just, all the emotions were in this movie. And it's Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 delivered on everything: comedy, action, emotion, great visual effects. One of the one of the best things since Endgame. It felt like a true good, Marvel movie that like, oh, people are gonna love this one. Bradley Cooper's Rocket in this movie, awesome. They give him so much backstory. They flesh him out so well. Off the top of my head, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce the villain's name. It's like Chickwoody something. He plays such a great, just menacing, horrible villain. Like they forget that, oh, making you connect, making you trying to make you like, oh, what's the word? Not resonate, but like, I don't know. Sometimes they try to make the villains like to where you like kind of feel for them too. This guy, no. Like you're supposed to just hate his guts. You know what I mean? And Star Lord, I think Chris Pratt brought some emotion to Star Lord that we haven't seen a whole lot of. I enjoyed Adam Warlock being introduced. Like the one thing I think I might have mentioned some of this in my one of my most recent what if reactions. The thing with Gamora is just kind of okay to me. Like I kind of feel like Gamora deserved better, but like I mean he can make. I mean she's Ravender. I mean there's nothing we can do about it now. Oh, and the soundtrack. Oh my gosh, dude, if they would have actually put out the the actual soundtrack, that would have been on my Apple Replay for sure. Because I know What are the two songs? In the Meantime and Since You've Been Gone. I think those were like my two most listened to songs on my replay this year. I loved those songs. Thank you, James Gunn, for bringing them to my light. Yeah, also James Gunn. Shout out James Gunn for making this movie, directing this movie, writing this movie, and really just making the Guardians of the Galaxy people that we care about. You know what I'm saying? Because before he made these movies, the Guardians of the Galaxy, we were like, who? Just like that guy in the first movie. So if you're one of those people that thinks the MCU is dead and you did not watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and you still haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3, you're tripping because you need to go watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Oh, I loved it. So yeah, man, those are my top 10 movies. I mean, those are the movies that come to my mind if someone's like, all right, top 10 2023 movies, go. You know? And I know there's some on there that people were probably like a little upset about not being on here. Where's John Wick? You know? I mean, it was fine. I enjoyed it. Thought it was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? That might be the only one that people are expecting to be on. The other ones, I don't know. Is there another real big movie coming out this year? I feel like Fast and the Furious wasn't like super well received. Uh, for some people, people like didn't like Wish. Like, what the heck? That almost made this list. Anyways, I'm not here to recap the whole year. So, drop in the comments what your top 10 movies of the year were. Let me know. Thank you for checking this video out. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.